Hello guys, you're welcome back again to my channel. This is Dami Dimension. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make two-piece sleeve. You know that kind of sleeve that you have on your blazers, your suit, jackets and coats? That's what I'm going to be showing you today, so that the next time you make a blazer or a jacket, you don't put a basic sleeve on it anymore. If you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, make sure to use the red button down below to subscribe so that you don't miss any of my weekly videos. So in order to get started, we are going to be needing our basic sleeve pattern that you can see me placing on the table right now. If you want to know how to draft this pattern, I will post the link down below in the description box so you can check it out. Okay, so the very first thing that I'm going to be doing to this sleeve is to fold it this way. I'm going to fold it in a way that the two sides meet at the center like this. And when you fold, make sure that you focus on this end and this end right here to meet at the center, at the green line. Don't try to focus on the down part for now. Just focus on the upper part and fold it this way. Once you fold it, tape it down, and then you can try to fold the down part as well. So as you're folding, tape it down and press, and once that is done, grab yourself a fresh pattern paper and you're going to be tracing this edge. You're tracing all around this edge that I'm showing you like this. Okay, so now I'm placing my paper and I'm going to go ahead and trace the shape that I just showed to you. And as you can see, I started using my pencil and then I went back to use my marker to bring it out. So after using marker to bring out the shape, this is what I have. And now we are going to start to develop this shape. And the first thing you are going to do is to determine your elbow line. So measure from your shoulder to your elbow and mark it out and put an horizontal line for your elbow. All right. And once you're done doing that, make sure you put a mark to know the front and the back. It is very important for you to differentiate the front from the back, and you can also put a notch. So now the next thing to do now is to break off from that elbow and move it towards the front, because when we stand, our arm is not entirely straight the way we usually make the basic sleeve to be. So we have to bend it towards the front a bit, and in order to do that, from that center point I'm going to be taking 1 inch. You can use ½ inch or 3/4 of an inch depending on how much you think your arm is bent. And after that, I connect that point to my elbow point, as you can see. So the next thing to do now is to draw out an horizontal line that is at 90 degrees to that slant line that we just drew. Basically, we are squaring up that slant line. It's like we just recreated this line. That's what we just recreated in a slant way now. Okay, so now you need to measure what you had on your wrist line before from here to here. Mine was 4 inches, which was my wrist circumference. I'm going to be transferring it from here to here. So I have to divide it on both sides. So I'll have 2 inches on this side and 2 inches on that side, making the 4 inches. I hope that is understandable. Okay, so now we need to connect this point back to the elbow line, and from this point we connect back to the elbow line. So it's just basically like we move from that elbow line, we shifted it a bit towards the front, like I said, because our arm is not as straight as the basic sleeve. Okay, so the next thing to do now is to reduce the under sleeve, the piece that's going to be under the sleeve. We have to reduce it a little bit because it's usually a bit smaller than the upper sleeve. So in order to do that, I'm going to be taking ½ inch in from that line. As you can see, I'm taking ½ inch in and I'm taking that all the way up, and then I'm going to grab my ruler and connect those points. And I'm going to be repeating the same thing to this edge as well. I'm taking the same ½ inch in, and I'm going to be using my green marker so you guys can be able to tell the difference between the lines. So now from this line now all the way through like this, through this curve like this, and to the wrist like this is my undersleeve. And I'm grabbing a fresh pattern paper and tracing that undersleeve out. And as usual, I'm tracing first with my pencil, and I'm going to go ahead and bring it out with my marker. After doing that, I have something that looks like this, and as you can see, it's already looking like a proper human being arm. So I'm just putting the annotation to show me the front and the back, and I'm setting that aside to work on the upper sleeve. So now this ½ inch that we took out from the undersleeve, we are going to be returning it to the upper sleeve in order to balance everything out. Okay, so this ½ inch now, we are going to be returning it outward. So in order to do that, I'm going to be folding my paper right on top of that outer black line. Fold it nicely, and we are going to be tracing out that green line. I'm going to be tracing this green line onto this clean space, and trace a little bit of that curve like so. And after that is done, open up your paper and also fold the down part, because the sleeve is not straight at this point. We are not able to fold everything at once. So just fold the down part as well, and also trace out that green line onto this side. Okay. And after tracing it out, go ahead and thicken it out. So that's the addition that we took out from the undersleeve. We are adding it back to the upper sleeve. So I'm just showing you what I traced, which I'm going to be using a different color of marker to bring it out, so that you guys will be able to tell the difference between the line, because now we have so many lines, and I hope it's not so confused. It's actually very easy. So once you're done doing that with that side, repeat the same thing to the other side as well. And once that is done, this shape now becomes our upper sleeve, and I'm going to be placing some random notches, not so random, some measured notches on top of it. You can take any dimension that you want. So I'm taking 5 inches from the down up. I'm taking 5 inches from here as well, 5 inches. And I'm going to transfer the exact same notches on my undersleeve as well. 5 inches, 5 inches, 5 inches. Just like I put on the upper sleeve. These 5 inches notches are nothing so serious. Don't take it so seriously, guys. Though it's important, but it's not that serious. So once you're done, go ahead and add ½ inch sewing allowance all around your pattern, and at the wrist area you can add 1 inch or up to 1½ inch, depending on what your choice is. So as you can see, I just finished adding my ½ inch seam allowance around the underarm, and I'm also adding it on the upper arm sleeve as well. So add it all around, and at the cuff, at the wrist area, I added 1 inch. Okay, so then go ahead and cut out your pattern. Once I'm done cutting, this is what they look like. Now I'm going to explain to you what the essence of those notches are. But you can see right now what my patterns are looking like, and this undersleeve is going to be right here by the time we join. I hope you are going to stick with me to watch the sewing of this sleeve on actual coat or jacket. So these notches actually are meant for you to for it to serve as a guide for you when you're sewing your sleeve, because sometimes you can realize that, for instance, if we measure from between this notch and this notch, it's possible that it's a bit shorter than the distance between the notch and the notch here on the under sleeve, which is actually not a big problem. It's actually normal. You don't have to do anything to your pattern. All you have to do when you're sewing is that you can just snip it, cut it a little bit at the seam allowance and drag it to adjust nicely without having to have any problem at all. So that's just what those notches are about. So it's nothing serious. Don't say, oh, why is she taking 5 inches? I don't understand. Anyway, so that's it for the tutorial. I hope you've learned something. If you have, remember to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. A matching blazer tutorial for this sleeve is going to be coming out soon on this channel, so watch out for that, and let's meet again in my next video. Bye.